Let's talk politics. Greetings from the West Virginia Association of Realtors annual convention at the wonderful Waterfront Hotel and Marriott here in Morgantown, and we are celebrating our 100th year this year, so we are having a big gala tonight to bring in our new directors and say thanks a lot to our past directors. And there was a couple things that happened during this convention that stood out to me. We are more than just the people that sit at the closing table while you're, signing your papers whenever you buy or sell your house. We are the humans behind the industry, and we are constantly fighting for your rights as property owners, whether it's commercial or residential, whether you're tenants or landlords. We are always out there. And one of the things that we did during our convention this week, which was actually last night, is we did our annual auction that benefits RPAC. That is the Realtor Political Action Committee. And what the Realtor Political Action Committee does, both on a state and a federal level, is it raises money so that we can have representation in our local, state, and national governments that protect your rights as property owners and such to that effect. Like say, for instance, the flood insurance program. So just recently, the National Flood Insurance Program was voted to continue. It comes up for expiration every so many years. And what the National Flood Insurance Program does is it regulates the cost of flood insurance so that people can afford to protect their property. And if you know somebody who was a victim of the recent Hurricane Florence or the flooding down in southern West Virginia, I'm sure you can empathize with how important that is. So the National Flood Insurance Program helps that be affordable for homeowners so that they can protect their property. Another really big one in the last year and a half or so was the tax reform. So a major benefit of owning a home is the mortgage interest deduction. And the mortgage interest deduction, I'm not an accountant, I'm not going to get into it, but it really saves you a lot of money on your taxes, both state and federal. And when they were redoing the federal tax code, that was one of the things that were in jeopardy. It was being talked about to drop the mortgage interest deduction as part of the changes. So our lobbyists in Washington fought really hard. That was a really big one. Fought really hard to protect that, and it was changed a little bit here, and it was changed a little bit there, and then finally they came to a compromise so that a vast majority of homeowners, only the top tier of homeowners might be changed a little bit, so if you fall into that, you might want to check with your accountant. But a vast majority of homeowners, that interest was protected for them. So that is what we do. We do it by communicating with our representatives, by sending lobbyists on state and federal levels to fight for your rights as a property owner. So I just thought I'd share that with you. I don't think that's something that a lot of people realize that we do. So we are the humans behind the transaction, but we're also your advocates. We are always out there fighting for you and your best interests. One other thing I wanted to mention is one of our fantastic members out of Huntington is up for a national award through the National Association of Realtors. It's a Good Neighbor Award. There's a link below so that you can learn about her. And she has started a program down in Huntington that helps women on the streets who have addiction issues, children who are impacted by addiction issues, starting from a school level all the way up to try to prevent that, retain that, get people rehabilitated. It's called the Backpack and Brown Bags program. And she is not only up for a national award, but she's also featured in a nominated film. It's nominated for a Golden Globe and a Oscar. Called Heroin. So she is featured in that movie. And the program is phenomenal. We learned so much about it, and during our continuing education, we passed around a brown bag, so to speak, and had some people matching those donations, and we raised over $7,000 for that as well. The RPAC auction, our goal was to raise $40,000 to protect for the Political Action Committee, and we exceeded that goal. So we went over $40,000. The final tally isn't in yet. So this is what we do. We are not just there at the closing table. We are there for you each and every day, talking with our representatives, going out into our communities, and making sure that we are creating a better world for our children to live in. Thanks so much. Greetings from here, and I think I'm going to go have a cocktail. Take care. She'll put that in the edits.